Firefighters have been able to increase containment of a grass fire in Banner County overnight as the Coulter 2 fire remains at 45 acres. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the Platte Valley's first grass fire of the season kept area first responders plenty busy Tuesday afternoon and into the night. The Coulter 2 fire, burning in the hills of Banner County south of McGrew, started around noon yesterday. Banner County Fire Chief and Incident Commander Tim Grubb says 3 retardant drops by single-engine air tankers later Tuesday afternoon helped firefighters get a better handle on the blaze as evening approached. As of broadcast time this morning, the fire was mapped at 45 acres with 60% containment, with operations continuing into Wednesday. Grubbs tells KNEB News that the fire held overnight within established containment lines. Planned actions for Wednesday include reinforcement of the containment lines, patrol the fire perimeter, and handle construction across the bottom of the canyon in the most inaccessible terrain. Response has included fire departments from Banner County, Minnetonka-Melbeta, McGrew, Bayard, Gering, and Bridgeport, along with Region 22 Emergency Management, Nebraska Game and Parks, and the Banner County Sheriff. Details on the cause of the fire have yet to be determined or released. Well, officials in Mitchell were sifting through evidence this morning following a partial roof collapse at a building in the downtown area Tuesday night. Mitchell Fire Chief Derek Schultz says shortly after 8:30 p.m., first responders were called to the 1500 block of 13th Street for what was reported as a building collapse. Schultz says firefighters discovered the roof had partially collapsed with evidence of a gas leak and were told that there was one person inside. He told KNEB News that individual was located, assisted outside, and did not need additional medical treatment. After the gas was turned off and allowed to dissipate, officials started their investigation, which Schultz says will continue through much of Wednesday. And there was a heavy response from first responders late last night at the Scottsbluff Walgreens as an armed subject was located inside the store. Scottsbluff police say around 11 p.m., a male identified as Brandon Christian walked into the store with a knife and was taking a bunch of pills. Officers found him on the floor smoking a cigarette, and he had a knife next to him, and determined that he had taken roughly 30 sleeping pills that he'd stolen from the shelf. Police placed Christian in handcuffs, and he was taken into custody with possible charges including felon in possession of a deadly weapon, theft by unlawful taking, and disturbing the peace. We'll have more news right after this.
Whether you're gardening, searching for the perfect vacation home, or planning your next travel destination, your life is just as unique. Your Raymond James financial advisors, Jody Rosiska and Kevin Figg, get to know you, your passions, and your vision for the future, so you can live your life. That's life well planned.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Welcome back. The Gering City Council received a preliminary snapshot of the proposed 2026 fiscal year budget last week, with an overall figure of slightly more than $47.7 million. City Administrator Pat Heath said it was a conservative spending document that should allow the city to keep property tax asking at about $2.1 million and 3% cost of living adjustments for non-union and IBEW workers. Sanitation charges would go up 5%, water rates would rise 3%, and wastewater 9% higher, with a new per-gallon charge beginning October 1st, and electric rates rising just over 2.5%.
The electric, water, and sewer percentages are based on a mean study conducted in 2020, I think they completed in 2024. The average increase is $10.86 per customer per month on a typical residential monthly bill. We have not increased our electric rates in the last 3 years. That was recommended by the study.
The spending plan would also be able to absorb insurance cost increases ranging from 12.1% to 32.2% and provide for several significant capital improvement expenditures, such as a portion of work on the 21st Street electrical substation, solid waste transfer station modifications, and money set aside towards purchase of land for a new regional landfill. Further action on the document will await finalized property valuations later this month. Well, supporters of the efforts to ouster the Morrill County Assessor have turned in signatures they say will force a recall election. Petition drive circulators tell KNB News that on Monday they handed over 750 signatures from registered voters wanting to place the recall of Rose Nelson on a special ballot, well above the 583 valid signatures needed to do so. County Clerk Kathy Brandt now has 15 days to verify signatures and certify the results of the drive. If successful, a resolution will be presented to Morrill County Commissioners to set the date for the election.
This isn't just a beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
Fall camp previews continue. National acclaim for the WNCC football team. Humor me, please, here in the heart of American football country. In western Nebraska, globally, football is what many Americans refer to as soccer. And last year up on the hill, the WNCC men's team reached the national tournament for the first time in program history. Longtime head coach Todd Rasnick has stepped aside into an assistant's role, and former player and assistant Isaiah Ingram takes over the men's team.
Coaches say he's easy to work with. Just a really great guy. He's really dedicated to the players, dedicated to the game. And so it's not a job at all, actually. I don't mind whatever role I take on a team. Doesn't really matter to me. I came here with the idea to help out student athletes, and so this role is just something a little different, that's all.
Coach Rasnick, still in charge of the women's program, will get his thoughts on their team shortly. But for this men's team, year one under Isaiah Ingram, and he said this about what that trip to nationals has already meant to the program.
I think it's just given us more attention, more attention within the community, more attention in regards to agencies and clubs that maybe didn't know too much about us before, but are giving us some kind of attention now and wanting their players to come out here to western Nebraska and be part of a team that is trying to build a culture. It's been a crazy last year. The success was kind of something that we expected, but also something that we didn't expect to grow in regards to our social media or the attention or the type of players that we've been able to bring since then. But at the end of the day, our main goal is to try to get better every day and every year. And the success last year has helped build us for this year. And I'm happy with the guys that we got and the attention that it's bringing and the pressure that it's bringing, because I think that we have the right guys to live up to it for sure.
The men's team will be representing a double-digit number of countries on the roster this season.
Kind of everywhere. We got guys from all over, South America, Central America, Africa, Canada, Europe. The biggest thing is, I'm a big guy into, I don't care where you're from and what language you speak. If you can play football, you can play football. That's the one common language that everybody knows and understands. This year it just fell that we had more guys that are kind of branched out. Last year we were more Latino-based. But at the end of the day, all the cultures and the melting pot of cultures, I think, is a great thing for us, a great thing for the community. And it just shows, I think, everyone around here especially, that there's kids from all over that are willing to come to Western Nebraska to come and play football. So
the men's team is heading to play a preseason exhibition down in Garden City, Kansas on Wednesday. Mention the women's team under head coach Todd Rasnick. They'll be looking to improve on last year's record when they finished with 3 wins, 11 losses, and they had 1 tie.
Well, we're a little different this year. I'm still waiting on 2. The visa pause thing kind of killed us on a few players, and so we're hoping that they get here this week so that they can be involved with the team. But we have a good roster size this year. The players that we have are different than last year. I think we have more athletic, more soccer oriented players that are able to play at a high level. So we'll compete. We'll compete for a championship.
Freshman from Scottsbluff, Adriana Rodriguez, scored a pair of goals in their inter-squad scrimmage this past weekend. Both Cougar soccer teams head out to Utah to open up their season next Thursday. We'll go ahead and double up on our camp previews for today as we move back to the high school ranks and checking out Scottsbluff boys tennis. I was able to visit with the Bearcats a couple of days back. They're coming off a great season a year ago in which they finished 6th in the Class B team standings. After being the number 2 singles player last year, Oliver Carpenter now steps into the lead role as a senior at number 1 singles.
I'm very close to the 100 wins, so that'll be cool to get this season. As well as I'm just trying to keep my head down, get to state and just win as many matches as I can. Hopefully looking for around a top 5 finish would be pretty nice for me, but just keeping my head down and just playing the best tennis I can, and the wins will take care of themselves.
Carpenter, a medalist at state a year ago in 2 singles. Scottsbluff head coach Darren Emmerich on why Carpenter is primed for a big year at 1 singles.
So Oliver's really a great case because he started off as a freshman, a good athlete, obviously, had to learn the sport right away, and he really committed himself to that. But one of the things challenging about tennis is the mental part of the game, and he struggled a little bit early, like a lot of players do. I would say he's the most improved, psychologically competitive player I've ever coached. And so all that added to his hard work on court has made him extremely competitive. He did really well at number 2 singles last year. He'll, of course, move up to number 1 singles this year, but I fully expect him to be in the top 5 at state again this year.
Another senior who's expected to help lead and also produce points on the court will be Nick Roberts, who says this opening week of camp is big for the development of the team.
Well, you start to see players kind of find their spot, who they want to play with, what position they want to play. They start to get their goals in mind, see what they want to play, have targets they're trying to aim for, and you just see them slowly work towards those.
Big run at state a year ago, and the head coach says their effort and dedication to the sport could be reasons why that same type of success is attainable this year.
These kids work really hard. These boys are on court all summer long. Highest level of off-season participation I've ever seen. They played tournaments, they played leagues, they traveled all over. And when they weren't, I never drove by here and didn't see people on court. So I think they've built a great start for the season already coming in. And I think that if they're as committed during the season as they were in the off-season, I think the sky's the limit.
The Bearcat tennis team set to open with a triangular in Alliance on the 28th before road matches in Lexington and McCook that Friday and Saturday. Stay tuned for more fall camp previews here on KNEB.TV, the website, and on air.
Pet waste and water don't mix. Animal waste decomposes in water, releasing nutrients, which deplete the oxygen fish and other life need to survive and encourage harmful algae growth. Animal waste also has disease-carrying bacteria, making contaminated water unusable. It's easy to prevent pet waste pollution. Simply pick up your pet's waste and dispose of it in a trash can, and avoid letting your pets defecate within 200 feet of our community's waterways. Tri-City Stormwater reminds you it's our water, our responsibility.
your midweek community calendar brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether it is building, buying, or renovating, we have the home loan or home equity line of credit to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, businesses in Mitchell, Scottsbluff, Gering, and Morrill participated in the Downtown Window Decorating Contest to commemorate the Old West Balloon Fest 2025, marking the 11th year of the family-friendly event. Judges from a neighboring county were selected to judge the windows and displays, and each participating business was visited and judged based on the following criteria: color, visibility, creativity, execution, and community spirit. Winners of the window decorating contest announced in the 4 juried categories were Gering's Ace Hardware for winning Best Use of Color, Scottsbluff County Register of Deeds winning Best Host Community Theme, Gering's Scott Free Brewing winning Best First Timers Display, and also earning honorable mentions this year include Scottsbluff's Flyover Brewing Company and Gering's Intralinks. Over the next week, residents and visitors are encouraged to tour the downtown areas to view the numerous window displays and congratulate the winners and all participating businesses in the contest. Things kick off for this year's Old West Balloon Fest Thursday night with the Night Glow at WNCC. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.